I'm Rhonda Masad, and I'm here to keep you informed. We are meeting with expert real estate agent Alex Mariani. He is a West Island agent in particular, and we discuss various topics with him. Bidding wars in Montreal. So bidding wars in Montreal, they are a real thing, and the market is in such a state where people are lining up to buy certain properties. What is going on? Why are there bidding wars, for starters?
It is becoming more and more popular, the bidding wars. And part and parcel has to do with it, most will have to do with it, Rhonda, is because of the lack of inventory. As simple as that. There are too many buyers on the property and in the market for the actual property itself. And what is happening in short is that every time a property comes onto the market, you've got an influx of buyers, which leads to 1, 2, 3, I've seen up to 20 offers on properties. And then that backflow of those buyers that didn't, get that property are going to the next one, because there aren't 10 listings coming out on the market at one given moment. There are 1, 2 maybe. So they're being snatched up immediately, and then there's still an overflow of buyers that are left over, for the next one.
So it's a norm. It's becoming a norm?
It's becoming a norm in Montreal. It seems to be becoming the norm. It's been the norm for the last year. The 2019 market was definitely the norm. Areas like the Plateau and the Rosemont were definitely the highest in percentage in terms of bidding wars, because people want to get closer to the city as soon as possible. There was an actual duplex that I had tried to give with one of my clients, and it sold for $120,000 over the asking price.
Oh my God! Isn't that
43 offers on the building?
So okay, that's happening. Is there a price range that happens? It must be lower prices.
This one was listed at $500,000. It's definitely not happening in the luxury market. It's happening in under the $750,000 range, and depending on the properties as well. A lot of the revenue properties are getting huge bidding wars. And then in areas like the West Island is slowly getting there. Anything under $700,000 in the West Island, you won't see 10 offers, but most likely you will go up against 1, 2, or 3.
Okay.
And that again is just based on the supply and demand of the market.
So as a buyer, what do I do? How do I prepare myself for?
There are ways to prepare yourself for a bidding war. They're not the most, the buyer might not be the most comfortable with it, because the depending on what you can do, it comes down to your conditions, right? So the more conditions you give with your offer, the more inclined the vendors not to take it, because there's a lot of factors that you can pull out with. So if you want to prepare yourself for a bidding war, what a lot of people are doing are they're waiving their conditions, i.e. inspections. They're buying houses without doing inspections. They're finding ways to buy the house all cash, so that you don't have to go in with a mortgage, and you don't have to give a 14-day delay for somebody.
So you're taking the delays out. You're taking the monetary question out of the equation.
You're taking basically everything
out of it.
You're taking the warranty. You're taking everything out of it, and you're saying, okay, well, here's my offer. It's black and white, and there are no conditions. So if you choose to accept this offer, the house is sold.
It's now. It's right then.
It's right then and there.
And are you offering as an agent like a time delay when you put an offer in? Do you say, okay, you have
so now what you're seeing is that a lot of people are putting up a listing on a Monday. They're saying no visits until the Wednesday, for example, and then all offers are to be submitted by the Friday. So they're creating the hype.
Okay.
The agents are feeding into it. The brokers are feeding into it. And the vendors are the ones who are kind of in the driver's seat right now, and they're taking advantage of the market being so hot, because they know that if they put deadlines to everything, they'll rack up the visits on the property, and they most likely will get multiple offers on it, then which will increase the value of that property and the asking price.
Okay, so what are the best areas in Montreal to sell, and where are the bidding wars happening?
Like I said, the highest, the bidding wars are the highest ones are happening in the Rosemont area, the Verdun area, the Sud-West area. The Villeray area is very hot, and these are all, as you can see, these are all areas that are close to the city of Montreal. Back in 2019, you saw properties overbidding by $14,000 going over the asking price. Now you're seeing them going $20,000 and $30,000 over the asking price. So their percentages of what they're increasing is increasing as well, and that's because there's more buyers for that property. So it's a tough time to buy. It's an amazing time to sell. But if you're a buyer, you have to kind of get your ducks in a row, and even then, if you're not willing to go over and above what other people are willing to do, you might risk losing the house.
And I find, having done this, I did a little bit of real estate in my life, and I find what happens is people don't believe you right away.
No, people don't believe it. So what's happening is that brokers are working a lot harder because they have, the buyer has to lose 1 or 2 or even 3 or 4 in order to say, okay, now I get you. Now I understand. And if you tell me this is what it is. And even then, the broker can't really predict how much to put down on the house.
And how much leeway you're going to have in that negotiation meeting.
No one, it's against practice for the listing broker to disclose anything, even if the other broker is his best friend, to disclose anything as to what's going on with the offer.
Okay.
Because his intention is to get his client the best price.
Get your money together, get your conditions waived prior to doing your offer. That's the deal.
It's the deal, but not a lot of people can do it, and so a lot of people are just having to stay patient and wait for something that hopefully has been on the market for a bit of time, needs a bit more work, that's not super attractive to everybody else, and see if they can work it out.
All right, thanks for coming out today.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.